Hey everybody, so today we're talking with John Colman of Real Broker. John is crushing it with his Instagram home tour videos, and today he's going to be sharing all of his secrets and his complete playbook of how he's crushing it and building a big brand and a big business on Instagram. John, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Dude, I'm doing great, man. I'm living the dream. I really appreciate your time today. Well, do you mind jumping in and just kind of tell me about some of the numbers? Let's go over some of the numbers. How long have you been doing these types of videos? What are some of the numbers that you're seeing in terms of views? And then how about with leads and closed transactions? What are you seeing with your Instagram strategy?
Definitely. So I've been doing this since I think is April or May, somewhere around there. Coming right out of the real estate video blueprint that kind of came about, and along with that, my goal coming out of that event was to grow to 2,000 followers on my YouTube and 2,000 followers on my Instagram, and surpass that a little bit along the way. Trying to just kind of stay consistent and move with it and having fun. And it's kind of turned into a little bit of a passion project for me in terms of what I'm doing and what it's looking like. That's me. Same shirt too. You can tell that I recorded that one recently.
I love it, man. And so do these videos, do they generate you leads for your business?
They've started to generate some business. I think everyone thinks I generate a lot more business off of them than I do. But I have had a few people reach out and have a couple closings that have happened because of them. So huge bonus for something that's fun to do.
Yeah, I love it, man. And I mean, it's also just building your brand and getting your face out there, which I love. Yeah, very cool, man. And so you said you've been doing it, just started this year. What's your process for filming one of these videos?
Sure. So I mean, really, it's pretty simple. I don't go in with a bunch of equipment and stuff like that. It's all done with an iPhone and a gimbal, and I just kind of roll from there. I use CapCut to edit, and
really
that's about it.
And okay, so you go in there with the gimbal, and I actually have one right here. So you go in there with I've got the Osmos mobile gimbal. Is this what you use? Something like this?
Yes, that's the exact one. It's over there.
And so I do have one question. So I've been trying to do these things, and I'll hook it up so it's the front facing or the selfie camera, so I can see myself. But I noticed that yours are all in one take. So are you starting the intro with the back camera? Is that how you do it?
Correct.
Yeah, that makes more sense. I was watching your videos today. I was like, that's what I got to do. I love it. All right.
Some people don't do them all in one take. Like some people will do like the intro and then split them up. And I'm just a creature of habit, so I don't think it matters. And like, there's, it's so close. But yet it's so far. Like you put it out just far enough, it's going to capture you. And if I'm not centered, I don't really care. I'm not a student of perfection. I'm a student of completion. So
yeah, I love that, man. All right, cool, man. So you film it all on your phone. You do one take. You're using CapCut. Are you using like the free version of CapCut, or is it a paid version of CapCut?
I think I paid for the paid version, but I don't think you need it. I think that you can do it all in the free version, and you can play around with it from there.
And then you record the voiceover as well. Do you record that with your phone as well?
I do it on my phone. Yeah, I hook up a mic to my phone and then do it from there.
I love that, dude. I love how easy it is, because so many people, like, they say, well, I don't know how to edit videos. I don't know how to do this. You're filming it. You're doing it on your phone. You're doing the voiceover on your phone. Like it seems like such a simple model. Yeah, very cool, man. And so you do something pretty unique when you do your voiceovers, in that you're not necessarily talking about the house. You do a little bit, but sometimes it's more of a personality type of thing. Can you talk a little bit? What's your voiceovers look like when you're doing these home tours?
It's what I feel like, really. Like sometimes I don't have anything I want to say about the place. Like I'm recording another new construction something or another, and it looks kind of like something that I might have shot but in a different neighborhood. So why would I concentrate on like, it's a beautiful kitchen? Yeah, like the kitchen I saw like a couple minutes ago. What's different? Well, what about what happened in this neighborhood, or a story I have from the neighborhood, or something I like from the neighborhood? You could talk about that. I mean, there was one time when I just got into a full conversation about like, found a really good deal on some Nikes. I mean, we're both real, so obviously we either have a shoe fetish or a foot fetish, according to the video that came out recently. And I found some Nikes, trying to get in my shoe game up, so I'm not embarrassed when I go to Rise. And I found some nice ones for like $30. And so what did I do? That's what I talked about in that video. I was like, and like some people relate to it. Some people think I'm meandering on. But people don't need me to tell them that it's a beautiful kitchen. Right. They can decide that for themselves.
Yeah, I love it. I really enjoy listening to your audio, and it makes me want to listen to more videos. You know, if I've seen some other people do this and like, okay, this is a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom. It's 2,000 square feet. And, you know, they're just kind of talking about the house and the numbers. Here's bedroom number 1, bedroom number 2, bedroom number 3, bedroom number 4. And it does get like boring. Like, and I love that you kind of spice it up with your narrative around it. And I watched some of your videos, and then I started doing that on some of mine. I did one where it's like a rainy day, and I was talking about the rain for like half the video. Like, oh, it's a rainy day. I'm not letting that stop me though. And I think that video actually did it really well, kind of changing that up. That's awesome, man. And what do you think is the best call to action at the end of one of these Instagram videos?
And I'm a creature of habit. So like, you know, I stem a lot of stuff back to Tyler, and Tyler said, you know, he says, could you see yourself living here? Or what do you think about this? Or like asking a question about the property, something to give. It's helpful for one, to make sure that people understand what it looks like, but also two, give them a question that they can answer, an open-ended question, or maybe not even open. It's not open. Give an easy question to answer somewhere in there. Because if they comment at the very end and they put a comment there being like, I would love to live there, it's like, sweet, that person watched the whole video. Like, they actually enjoyed it and they listened, and then they wanted to answer it, and they will. And then you get other people that don't like me or talk about rats or other stuff. And that's the other thing, is like, I thought negative comments would make me feel a little bit more self-conscious, but it just really hasn't. And I think it's because maybe people haven't gotten like personal with them, like, dude's ugly, or whatever. And so a lot of times it's more of like, you know, what they don't like about it. And I'm a full believer of like, whatever somebody's truth is, their truth. And along with that is, you know, if someone feels a certain way, I don't know their backstory, I don't know their history, I don't know why they feel that way about this property, this neighborhood, this, that, the other, what's going on in any situation. And it's their right to comment what they want. So some people will ask me, I had one person say that I could shoot their property if I agreed to either turn off the comments or delete negative comments. And I politely declined. Because I'm not in the business of scrubbing comments and doing all that stuff and deciding what is okay and not. Like, if there's something really bad that's like unequivocally horrible, or just spam, like, I'll get rid of those. But someone that's just giving their opinion, like, they have their right to opinion as anybody else, and just because you don't like it doesn't mean that it should get downgraded. So some people don't like that piece of it, but that's what my mentality is.
What I remind people is that hurt people, right? If they're saying negative stuff, they got their own demons and their own stuff going on. And like, what I teach people about YouTube, I think there's a lot of overlap with this. I teach them, one, everybody thinks they sound weird on video. Everybody. 2, everybody thinks they look weird on video. Everybody does. And 3, you're going to get negative comments. And like, you just have to you know, not take it personal. You know, it's the same thing on YouTube as it is on Instagram. And so, do you do a lot of new construction? Is that kind of a big focus of yours, or do you do more resales?
It like, I try to do a really good job to not be a Brad McCullum. No offense, buddy, where it's all like brand new, super luxury, long video kind of stuff. I try to use the platform as a way to show options. So I don't just go up to the ritzy neighborhoods with super nice houses. I go to various neighborhoods with various benefits, from price point to location and all this stuff, and talk about the pros, and mainly pros. I don't usually highlight any cons. The pros of what I like around being around that house or that neighborhood. I don't concentrate on negatives of the house, because I would make a lot of bad friends very quickly if I concentrated on saying anything negative about anybody else's listing. So I
Right.
wouldn't do that.
Absolutely. Well, that's a good segue. So a lot of these are other agents' listings.
Mm-hmm.
How do you reach out? What do you say? Like, do you just send them an email, say, "Hey, would you be okay if I film your house and put it up on my Instagram?"
Yeah, I usually it's just a text and just say like, hey, it's John Colman with the Jason Martin Group. Like, would love to go check out your listing and make some videos of it. Would you be okay? And a lot of people say yes, especially new construction. Like
Yeah.
they're itching for it, so I think that they're more susceptible to saying yes. Because there is another piece of it, like it, the lighting might not be good in a house that someone's trying to sell and they haven't updated anything from the 60s, and like it's a perfectly fine house, but my ability to capture the cool things on camera of like good bones and stuff like that is harder. But I do get written permission in some facet from any agent that I do it, because just because they said I could do it doesn't mean that their client's going to like it, is my
Right.
standpoint. And if they come back and have a problem with it, at least I have to say like, well, you agreed to it. Like, this wasn't a surprise. Like, I didn't just go shoot something and then post it without anyone's permission. And it's their listing, it's their marketing plan. Like, some people have just said, John, it's not part of my marketing plan. I'm like, I get that. Cool. Like, you do what you need to do. And if you change your mind, reach out.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. And so I'm guessing, so you text them, you get permission, and then you schedule a showing for yourself,
Yep.
essentially. Yeah.
You think that I planned this out a long time ahead of time? Like yesterday, it was 5:45, and at this point of the year, like, we're losing light by 6:30, and so like I made a decision based on location. Texted the agent, they tested back quick, and within 45 minutes, I had gone to the property, shot it, and got back in my car to start heading home.
Right. And do you ever batch these? Do you do like 4 or 5 in a day, or do you just do like one at a time?
It's smarter to batch them.
Yeah.
Uh, there's a couple challenges with that. One is we have low inventory, right? So like sometimes I'm like itching for new inventory to come out and shoot, because I've looked through the other things and I didn't see anything that looked necessarily that exciting to me. Um, and sometimes it's just schedule and my lack of planning. I'm trying to get better with my planning on them. So hopefully the idea is like I can do that. Uh, my recent goal, which I failed the last 2 weekends, was to do videos, shoot videos of it on Thursday or Friday, and
Hmm.
then start editing them, or maybe like when I'm just on the couch doing stuff, and then put them out over the weekend. So then I'm not eating up some of my personal weekend time or client time to shoot these, because I've taken on essentially a part-time job in trying to do these myself. Like, you've been doing them now. Like, how long are they taking you when you try to do them?
They're super easy. They're so easy.
Mm-hmm.
I love how so I'm used to spending 20 hours, 30 hours, 40 hours sometimes editing these long, well-researched YouTube videos. I'm publishing a YouTube video right now. The thing's 20 minutes long. It took me hours to film it, hours to research it. And yeah, I mean, I can knock one of these things out in less than an hour total time of filming
Mm-hmm.
and editing. It's amazing.
Yep.
And they look cool and they're entertaining and they're fun. Um,
I'd say my total budgeted time, because this is what people ask, like, how much time do I spend?
yeah.
And I try to get one out every day. I don't accomplish it, so I don't give myself credit for it. But I say about 2.5 hours from choosing to getting there to shooting to editing to posting and up. So about 2.5 hours per video to do it. And I consider that lead gen time.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. And it's fun. Like, I like it. And like, now I've gotten a couple people reaching out, like requesting, like, can you come do my property? I'm like, sure, but if you hire me as your agent, you'll get now a whole lot more.
Oh,
um,
so you got people that are listed with other agents asking you if you'll do a thing on their house. Yeah, that's
yeah.
interesting.
So I've created a form on the Chime website, because I've started using Chime through it. And one of the reasons I reached out to you originally to like kind of chat is figuring out some of that stuff. Was people could fill out the form, because it's also kind of awkward for like it's far enough away that like nobody will be able to connect the dots. I had one where I reached out to an agent, asked if I could shoot the property, and they said no. And then a day later, their client DM'd me and was like, "Hey, could you come shoot this?" And my stance on that one, that's a very delicate situation. Like, I
Right.
don't want to get into that. So I just kind of gave this the like standard, like, hey, if I have some time, like I'll try to work it in there, and then just like go under contract, because I don't really want to have the conversation. I wouldn't have the conversation because the agent already let me know their stance, and I don't want to make it seem like I'm reaching out to somebody's client to
Right.
pitch this when they are a thing. So like, and so like, you have to wear two hats. You have to wear your content creator hat and your realtor hat, because I have created a lot of good relationships out of this, and I don't want it to be a reason for any bad
Right.
relationships.
100%. And have you thought about charging clients for you promoting their listings, your 27,000 followers on Instagram?
Um, it's been people have brought it to my attention, and like some other like the only reason it's kind of been noted to me is one, like I do know that I get more views than some other things that do charge and go out there and do,
Yeah.
and two is it might not be that I choose that property as something that I really want to go highlight.
Right.
So if you want to make it do so, I'm not against it. I don't know what that would look like, and it that starts to feel a little bit like further along than I ever considered myself being in this whole thing. So it's like a conversation in my head that I just haven't really grappled with, as opposed to I'm doing this because I like to do it, and I also don't want to. I don't want to get in a spot where someone feels like they paid me and didn't get what they paid for. And right now, the beauty of what I do is I answer to nobody. Like,
Right.
I do what I want to do. I talk about how I want to talk about. And if they don't like what I talk about, like, I haven't had anyone request to take down the video yet, but it'll come one day. Like, someone's gonna be like, I don't like this, take it down.
Hmm.
Whatever, cool.
Yeah, I love it. And so you said that you try to post every day, once a day. And so you're filming pretty much once a day, pretty much most days.
Sort of. Like yesterday, I shot two
Yeah.
because, well, what happened yesterday is I went to go shoot one because I knew it came up because the agent texted me. I was like, hey, you're going to like this one. Go check it out. And I was like, I think I am going to like that one. I'm going to go check it out. And then I realized that they weren't actually launching it until Thursday. And I was like, oh, I can't post this one tonight. So I need to get another one. So then I shot two yesterday. So like today, I have a relief that I don't have to go shoot anything per se, but I better take some time to figure out what I'm going to shoot over the next couple of days. And I'm starting to hit a little bit of a stride of what of agents actually reaching out. So like I had someone reach out yesterday about like a cool $2.5 million listing downtown that they want me to come take a look at and stuff like that. And it's the unsuspected. We talked about it for a second. The unsuspected benefit of what's been happening so far is the relationship with agents has
Yeah.
been a whole lot stronger than I anticipated it being. Like some people just I've done it and they might follow me and they don't really care and they're just like, yeah, you shot my property, great, cool, fantastic. Other people are like, that's really cool, I like what you're doing. And then we start to get in a conversation about more than just the video of like what's going on and all that different stuff. So it's it helped me win a deal at one point because somebody had seen my videos and liked them and thought that I was a nice guy. And that's the whole deal.
I love it, man. Yeah, very cool. And how do you get I'm fairly new to Instagram really, but how do you get your
Mm-hmm.
thumbnails like this to show the price and the city?
There's the option to change the thumbnail when you're in the screen where you're adding the text at the top. There's like a button where you can change your thumbnail. And you
Mm,
can either scroll it to like pick the frame, which you probably like you do YouTube Shorts, I assume at this point, right?
yeah.
Yeah, you pop up on my YouTube all the time, so yeah, you do that. The You also have the option to upload something. So I'll usually, I mean, let's be honest here. These are not Picasso thumbnails. Like
Right.
people that look at thumbnails day in and day out are probably vomiting on themselves, but they're consistent, and you
Yeah.
know what you're getting if you look at them. And if you want to look through, and you're like, oh man, Eckington, I live in Eckington, I want to see. It gives you a reason to kind of click on it. So
Right. Okay.
again, just consistency.
Yeah, cool, man. I love it. Um, yeah, and so you upload this, I'm guessing, to like Facebook and IG and YouTube Shorts and TikTok. You're doing all four platforms with these?
You said Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. Yes, and I the one I had to question, like I think it pulls it over to my Facebook because I have the button pushed, But
Yeah.
at this point, it's just like I feel like it's all like our parents' friends on
Right.
Facebook. So it's a changing demographic
It
on
is.
that
Yeah.
one, and they like it. And like I don't get any views on those ones. Like those ones, like it looks like nobody's paying attention to them because I'll get like a couple like thumbs ups from like some friends and stuff like that, and like maybe one comment, as opposed to like if you never knew what was going on Instagram with it, you'd click on the Instagram, you're like, wait, people are actually watching these things. So, and that's interesting. And now I'm trying to crack into the more of the YouTube ones because my intention is to grow my channel further and to kind of really start to blossom that a little bit more. I've still generated more leads from YouTube than I have from Instagram by a long shot, and still even like huge leads right now from YouTube that I created a while ago are still more consistent than what I'm getting on the short term content.
Wow.
And like my intention is like that's going to change, and I'm creating kind of a database. But like uh, I've been playing with some of the. If you go to the shorts, actually, um, I've been playing with some of the verbiage in there. And the one last night isn't doing as well. But like the few before there, before I started changing the verbiage, like I started to actually get some traction on them for it. Those ones I can upload the thumbnails, but I don't overthink it. I pick the best shot and go from there. And I've played with the wording on there, which, as you know, the SEO for YouTube is so much more important than the other platforms for how it's pulling and what it's looking like. And that's the sole reason that I've been able to pull over that 2,000 subscriber mark, which has been awesome. Because there you go. Like my last couple of videos were a month ago, and that's too long. Like my goal was to have them out weekly, and that's still my intention. I just need to get into a better rhythm with that. Maybe you can help me with that.
Yeah. So that's really interesting. So you think you get more business closed transactions from your 2,000 subscribers on YouTube than you do from the 27,000 followers on Instagram?
Currently, yes.
Yeah. That is actually pretty consistent with what I've seen from other agents as well. Like that actually is pretty normal. I've seen agents with 500 subscribers who are making a full-time income, closing 15 deals a year from YouTube. That's
Yeah,
great.
I mean, we had a person that we had an event yesterday over at Alamo Draft House, and we had some different people that were expertise in different areas. And I got into a conversation with a couple of people that were in attendance afterwards, and we were talking about this very concept. And where should you start posting, and how should you start posting? I still really believe that YouTube is the best. You're not going to go viral, which everyone's like itching to do. Like everyone wants to get like thousands and thousands of views, and that can be cool, but it doesn't necessarily lead to it. And a lot of that is like people interacting. You don't know why they're interacting and how it's going, and that's what pushes it further. Versus when people go to YouTube and they search, like they are ready to learn when they are there. Like when your video comes up, as long as you're the best thumbnail and a handsome looking dude like yourself, like that, like, and you get that point across that like whatever they clicked on, that's what they're going to get in that video. They're more likely to sit through 10 minutes. And then as long as there's a good call to action there, you have the benefit of potentially earning them as a client.
Yeah. 100%, man. I love it. Yeah. And I mean, I this is pretty consistent what I've heard from other agents as well, that Instagram is a little bit better for like brand building almost. And I did an interview with Jeremy Knight, and he's doing a lot of Instagram content. He's up to like 5,000 followers. And he says that it's mostly real estate agents on Instagram that are following him. And that it mostly is to connect with other real estate agents. And so like, yeah, I mean, I think for you, like there's just other business opportunities, you can connect with other agents, you're building your brand. And I think, other opportunities. I've heard Tyler say that, or I've heard somebody say that he's been offered thousands of dollars a month from builders to do videos about that community. So there's just kind of other business opportunities that I think can emerge once you have.
Makes sense. He's a media company, right? Like, and he's got connections and followers. And even for the builder, like even if it's just agents that are following him, which it's not, like it's a lot of different people, like who do you want to know about that development? Agents. Like you want them clamoring over what he's doing and being like, oh shoot, Sally and Bill have been looking in that area. Why didn't I know about that stuff? And then they take it over there. So like I think it's one of the best spends somebody can do to hire
Yeah.
someone like that to do it. And you can either pay for it or you can create it.
Yeah, 100%. You know, once you have an audience, there's just a lot of different ways to monetize that audience, you know. And I think like for you, like you're up to 27,000 followers on Instagram. What happens when that number is 100,000 followers on Instagram? People will pay you anything to get in front of your audience. And that's really where it gets those other business opportunities, I think. That's kind of, yeah, I've always looked at Instagram more as a marketing play than like a lead generation play, you know. And same thing with YouTube Shorts as well. I see that more as marketing than necessarily lead generation, I guess. But cool, man. Well, look, I really appreciate your time. And I'm going to see you at the Real Rise. Are you going to be at the Rise conference, the Real Broker Rise?
We're going to be rising right on up. I hope you got your glow outfit ready for some dancing and some fun, and we'll have a good time.
I'm ready, man. All right. I appreciate your time, John. I'll talk to you later.
Peace.
Bye.